Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the second unofficial Hyper Dragon Ball Z community podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Walruslui, and here are my co-hosts.
Hey, I'm Ethan the Human, and here is Hex.
Oh.
And this week, we actually have two special guests. We have two developers from Hyper Dragon Ball Z on two different fronts. One of them is a main guest and developer who worked on characters like Piccolo and finished off Gohan and Goku and all of that. And the other one, we have F-Class, who is pretty much the online developer, one of the two ones. So if you introduce yourself, guys.
Hey, I'm just a jobber F-Class. I don't really do anything important outside maybe the online port. So nice to meet everyone, I guess, and hopefully I don't choke.
Yo, well, that's goodly great.
Oh, my bad.
No, go,
fine.
JJ.
I'm JustNoPoint. I coded Piccolo and several other characters and put together the main package for Hyper Dragon Ball Z.
Very impressive. And with us we have Pop-Tart Slayer. I'm pretty sure you cannot hear him right now, but he is in the podcast.
He's in us within spirit, in our hearts.
You can ask some questions and stuff like that when we do that. So that's nice.
Thank you. We finally have a fangirl. Okay, so
hey, man, you can't just sneak around like that.
All right, let's just go. Let's just go into the main topic.
all right. So, firstly, do we want to talk about some of the news that's happened regarding Hyper Dragon Ball Z this week?
Give us the deets, bro. Give us the deets.
Slide
Well,
in the DMs.
For everybody who doesn't check Patreon, yes, Walruslui.
No, I was literally just coughing.
Oh, okay. If you didn't know, this past week was Mother's Day, and what better way to celebrate Mother's Day than by semi-announcing a new character? If you'll check patreon.com/the Balthazar/posts, you will see a lovely new reveal of a lovely blue-haired woman who I have a crush on sometimes, called Bulma, announced for Hyper Dragon Ball Z. Would anybody like to talk about that? I'd like to express my excitement.
Bulma has hair in the manga. Canon.
Fucking.
Wow.
Uncertain what I can say about Bulma at the moment.
Yeah, right.
He has too
all
many
we
leaks.
can pretty much say, we know, like from a like fan standpoint, is that they literally just started. So we can't really talk about that much, but we can and like tell you the masses that yes, there is a new character being worked on as we speak.
There's
And
several
that
Added
makes-
to the already announced.
How many characters now?
Two, three.
Okay, so it's the pink guy, the blue-haired
pink
girl,
guy. Literally
the
pink
yellow-haired girl, the yellow-haired boy.
Yellow-haired
Dylan,
girl, what?
Tien.
Oh, right.
So two
Oh,
bald
right.
people, 6.
guy. Rip.
Gonna low-key slide Golden Frieza in there, so 7.
I think there's characters 10 if you count Bob.
We're getting to actual fighting game roster status. Woohoo!
I know, right? Wow, it took us fucking long enough. Kidding.
But on to the main topic.
Still not MVC2 level.
Yeah, in the future, hopefully, like when we're all dead and JustNoPoint's alive through his commission money. All right.
Yeah.
But on to the main topic. What do you have updates, JustNoPoint?
Well, what kind of updates you want to hear about?
Do you have anything planned for the future that you'd like to share with us?
Well, right now I've been working on Ghosts. Oh my god, Ghosts. With Gotenks.
And for which character is this for exactly?
Gotenks.
Go Tanks.
Yes.
Awesome.
Sounds pretty fun. I can imagine it's pretty tiring.
Oh, Ghosts. Oh my god.
To give us a little background of just your workload, how often do you work on the Ghosts per day? And how many hours?
I've been working on these Ghosts for probably a month.
Oh, shit.
I hate these bastards.
What's some special things?
He cut off there for a second. What are some special things you can tell us about the ghosts? Is what Hex is trying to say.
Well, the most difficult part about the ghosts was just the ordering. Whenever one leaves the conga line, the rest of them have to step up in their place. So they have to remember what order they're in.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, whenever Gotenks creates his ghost, spit that out, and they form a line behind him in a row, up to 5 ghosts.
So a literal conga line.
Yes.
And so, if you've got 2 Gotenks, does that mean you can have 12 characters on screen at once?
Oh shit!
Yeah, you have 2 Gotenks. I think somebody even posted a picture of 2 Gotenks with all their ghosts. So yeah,
Not recommended, but it works.
no or anything.
But
Okay, so is there a ghost for every time I type in KMS into the keyboard?
yes,
The only way.
but regarding the ghosts, what can you tell me about the strategies you can use regarding them? Well, strategies you plan at least. Like, what are some interesting ways you can use them?
Well, the main 2 things you can do with them is, like, with down punch, you can fire a homing ghost. These suckers, they fly straight towards the opponent. They'll do curves and chase you until they hit you, pretty much.
Oh.
All right, so that's the first mode. Are there any other modes you can use?
Down kick plants them like a landmine. They just sit in place right where they're at.
So essentially, you can use that as a good zoning tool, but then make sure you have some traps set available so they don't just rush down to you and get up in your face, and just in case they miss.
Yes, and you can.
Oh, that's great. That's a great defensive option. That's like overall. That's just all around zoning.
The best part is you can do this during almost any attack too,
Even the air.
without canceling your attack.
In the air.
So is there hard programming this?
That part of it isn't hard. The only thing that was really hard was the stupid conga.
And how close do you think you are to cracking Gotenks' ghosts?
I finished the conga line. Only thing I'm doing right now is I'm doing all the curves for when they spin around in the air and chase you. So, like, if you jump on them, they'll do a loop.
Oh, that sounds cool, actually. Okay, so can you give us like an estimated percentage of how much done Gotenks is? Just general moveset wise, not like all the tweaks and bug fixes and stuff like that.
I'd say 50%.
Holy crap.
50%? Jeez. You have a long way to go, man.
I wouldn't say it's a long way to go. Once I get these ghosts done, the rest of it should get done in a few months.
Yeah, a few months. Yeah. That's
A few,
just
quote unquote,
boy.
a few months. JustNoPoint, can you elaborate why all of your characters are broken in OP?
Oh,
damn.
on the spot, dude.
No, obviously he's joking. They're all pretty
Yeah,
close. But so that's JustNoPoint's latest project. What can you tell us about your latest venture into the Mugen world F-Class? Like the latest thing you've done?
Well, I'm just kind of I've been on the ropes with. I haven't really done much as far as. I mean, doing HyperDBZ. I've been doing a bunch of other side projects. Of course, there's life things going on that basically I have to do because priorities and whatnot. But I've been working a little bit on HyperDBZ, the online build, and it's almost done. Give it about a week. It's gonna have a few little cool things to it, but nothing major. I wanted to add more stuff, but that's gonna be for later builds because time and stuff. I've been also kind of working on my own little other side projects, but just small things here or there.
Would you like to elaborate what kind of small things you're working on?
Basically, I have the leaks. Yeah, sure. I'll pass them under the table. Nah, but in all seriousness, the projects I work on vary. Basically, there's these things I want to try out. Like I have my own little Eichmann project, Revival 2, which I'm trying to learn how to code basically characters.
Marvel Eichmann.
There's that actually. Well, that's kind of maybe more or less a thing. I want to probably help out with that a little bit. It was actually one of my more canceled projects. I might release some parts for resources, but yeah, it's little things here or there that not like too many things.
It's not like I coded half the characters in there.
This is my thing. Why you gotta
no. We gotta edit that word out. Shit.
You can't wait. You gotta edit that word. Am I not allowed to say that? What is this?
Mom, Dad, please stop fighting.
I thought this was a topic.
Anyway, okay, so that's a great
Sorry.
That's a great overview of the things you've done. But what's the latest thing you've done? Like the latest.
This project right now. Actually, we're completing the palette selectors for the HyperDBZ online build because this one's gonna be different. You're gonna be allowed to select over 24 palettes on the character select, and we're just finishing that up.
Can you set those?
Excuse me?
Can you set those palettes?
What do you mean set those palettes? Like they're already done from 1 to 24, but
assign number 12 to a white palette. If you want to change that to like a red palette, you just assign number 12 to something else. Can you do that?
Yeah, you can change around the order of palettes of your character, and if you wanted to make your own palettes and mod those are totally acceptable. But I wanted to try something more different, something that Mugen normally can't do on its own. As well as, a lot of fighting games now have palettes and they have their palette selectors on the character select, so you don't have to go through the dumb thing of remembering what button you press. And at the same time, it flexes some of that Eichmann muscle, allows us to, get something a little bit that Mugen can't do on its own. And, it's pretty cool to show some of that creativity and stuff.
So on that, can you explain what, like, the difficulties of even changing stuff for Mugen into Eichmann?
It varies a lot. There are simple things that are just, you could just flick a switch, just change a simple number. And there are certain things where you have to really be creative and play around with due to the fact that Eichmann is technically using WinMugen's, source, per se. I mean, it has its own little things going on. It has 1.0, yes, what?
Yeah, the Eichmann, to elaborate for those who don't know, the Eichmann is technically, an upgraded version of WinMugen.
Yes. It's an upgraded hack mod kind of thing of the WinMugen engine, but it's open source, and it uses 1.0 assets. Yes? Excuse me?
I had no idea.
Well, now you know. That's why I'm here, I guess, apparently. That's what everyone wants me to talk about.
It's the reason why there's no, Mugen 1.1 stuff, no packs or any Mugen 1.1 exclusive characters. They won't work.
They don't necessarily work correctly. Most issues will occur from sprite sizes and whatnot. You might get lucky, but most of the time you're going to stick to 1.0/WinMugen assets, which is fine, honestly. There's a lot of it there, and there's a lot you can mess with already there. So 1.1 is really the least of its concerns and whatnot.
Hey, F-Class.
Yes?
Does SFF2 hit? The 24 pallets?
Oh no, they've always worked. It was just you have to kind of mess with it a little bit differently. Whereas, the thing is, I've used the older sprite files so much that you get used to it, and a lot of people prefer the whole .act files. And although I do see the usage of the the version 2, I believe that's what it's called, for the 1.0 characters and such.
Yes.
I like their features too, like the remap PAL systems and the fact that you can play around more with palettes and other stuff. Eichmann does have a few weird things with them, which is why for characters like Piccolo, I had to kind of play around with Rip and Ripperoni. Okay, never mind. There was this thing with the kanji where I had to play around with. So when the official build, online build comes out, you might notice a difference, but it's things like that where you kind of have to get used to until one day where it gets fully patched up. But as far as palettes go, you don't have to worry about that. The palette selector, it was just a weird hiccup because I wanted to have palette selector work a certain way. And since people will make their own palettes, and since you're going to be increasing the number, I just kind of changed it so that it looks better with numbers, and people kind of like that look anyway. But the palettes aren't really the issue. There are a couple other things, but like I said, they're kind of minor. And in the future, I'm pretty sure they'll be fixed eventually. And if not, then there's always workaround. That's kind of the beauty of it, I guess, is workarounds. Or not the beauty, but the blessing and curse, more or less, is that, there's always a workaround, but you always got to find one, and it's like, oh, crap, I have to constantly well, not constantly, but you know what I mean.
Yep, yeah.
Can you also tell us how exactly you discovered palette selectors?
I accidentally. I was editing for some other project called Fatal Art. Shoutouts to Bonehouse for the Fatal Art project, and I was looking for certain code that I wanted to do when I was trying to adjust the roster selects and whatnot. And I stumbled across it because basically what I was doing for the HyperDBZ project, in case you guys didn't know, for Eichmann, there's these files called SSE, and that's basically where a lot of files of the engine itself, where you can change many different parts of it, are. And of course, it's not well documented, and it's all in Japanese, and it's all weird. So you really the way I learned a lot of things in Eichmann is it's just trial and error. I don't study code. I want to, but I never studied code. I just kind of learned stuff like C Basic and stuff like that from the Eichmann engine, especially since the code is all messy. But to get back on topic, but it's all trial and error. But to get back on topic, I just discovered it by accident. I was like, oh, this code looks familiar, because I was editing a bunch of other codes and none of them really directly, affected what I wanted. So I just kind of stopped and took a break for a minute. A few days later, edited some other project, and just like the best of discoveries are all found by accident, just like super glue and chocolate chip cookies. The best things come from accidents.
What made you decide on 24 colors?
It just seemed like the right number. I asked certain people, I guess, because you could.
Because you don't have too much palettes.
No, you can. Theoretically, you can go up.
No. But nobody wants to have too much of anything because you end up not using them a lot.
Yeah, I suppose. But 24 seems like an okay number because it's just double. So I guess that's a safe place. But if you really wanted to, you can go nuts with palettes. Or hell, if you really wanted less, if you really think less is more, you can always do that too. So it's optional. 24 is the right number.
Yeah, 24 is the right number. We know a certain full game that had about 200 stages built into it for the online build, and most of them were broken. So, and only 2 of them were actually ever used. Okay, so not having too much is good. 24 is a good number.
Yeah.
But those are the developers have been working on recently, and it's great to see that they're still working hard even to this day. So, Ethan, if you want to explain the main topic of this entire podcast session today, that'd be great.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to be talking today about Piccolo, although I am pretty starstruck listening to JNP in the F class here. But today we're talking about Piccolo. He's the second newest, I guess you could say, character released in Hyper Dragon Ball Z, at least at the time of the recording. And so he's a pretty hot topic to talk about.
He's also... first character.
Please.
Can you repeat that, JMP?
I said he's the first character I ever made too.
Yeah,
and that's
he was
extremely
also
impressive, considering that he's probably one of the best coded characters in Mugen in general. He's
Definitely.
one of the most stable ones I've seen in a while. No memes. No memes. What? Held back on the memes. Hold back on the memes. Not yet. Not just yet.
Dude, I'm not gonna. Come on, man. You really think
we're gonna edit this out, right?
So a little bit.
Just let it rock.
All right, but anyways, back on top. So Piccolo is actually, for those who don't know, Piccolo is JNP's first attempt ever in a character. It's not just his first completed character; it's his first ever attempt, which is pretty great. And how can you tell us how exactly that came to be, JustNoPoint?
Now, technically, I agree you beforehand. You might remember the MFG Street Fighter.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Rip.
Yeah, poor Street Fighter. Just didn't have enough time for HDBZ and Street Fighter. Had to make a choice.
You picked the right one.
Can you also tell? But before you answer my question, I need to ask you another question. Could you tell us how you even got into the role of coding Piccolo all of a sudden?
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Well, I came into the project through Gotenks, actually. There was the coder, I don't even remember the name of the coder, but whoever it was that was coding Gotenks, I basically barely started anything at all. I just scratched what he did, and I started from square one. And then we had Vans. He was coding Piccolo, but he got real busy with something. No, I think he went like overseas to like Japan or something. I don't remember. So I had to pick up Piccolo since he was the furthest along.
Hmm.
In a nutshell.
And how that
Naturally.
how would that feel like assuming the role of pretty much Mugen's staple coders, because he's been around for a long time. Oh, I think a bit more than you have. So how did that feel?
I've been around longer than Vans.
Oh really? I thought. Oh wow! Holy crap! You're old.
Yes, I am. I've been around since 2001.
Holy crap!
Jeez.
It's 16 years. Holy shit! How do you even do Mugen for 16 years?
I did.
I was in my diapers at that point.
You still are.
Yeah, I guess I am.
No, I quit for like 7 years, I think, and I did my comic instead.
And then what made you came back? Even like that's a bit off topic, but it's a good question, I guess.
Pretty much, I had a kid, and I couldn't keep on doing my comic.
Oh, okay. That's well. I guess you made a choice. But anyway, regarding the Piccolo question, so okay, so after you assumed the role of Vans, how did you like get into the work like ethic of coding Piccolo?
Well, one line at a time, pretty much. What I did was when I first went in there, I'm different than most people, I guess. I had Gohan stuff in there and Piccolo stuff in there, and I didn't know heads or tails what was what. So I had to go in there and I read every line of code to figure out what code belonged where, and I basically gutted it and started over.
Jeez.
And like, so you pretty much like started learning with Piccolo. How did that feel knowing you're going to code probably one of the freshest characters, huge Mugen full game, and then learn from that? Like, how did it feel learning Piccolo and learning Mugen at the same time?
I didn't really feel too much about it. It was just really fun getting to work with all the people on the team, you know?
Mm.
I was just there to learn. I'm not a big Dragon Ball Z fan. I've watched the show. I just now started watching Super. I'm not like hardcore like everybody else is in the team. I like making a fighting game.
And
So
outside
you're
Hyper Dragon Ball Z, oh wait, do you want to Ethan? Sorry about that.
Yeah. So you're here for the game more than you are for the anime, I guess you could say?
Yes, indeedy. I'm not even a big Piccolo fan at all.
Yeah, he's some cheap scrub. Like, I don't even know why people like him, you know?
You know, I just code character of the year, but yeah, that's fine. He's okay.
But I remember how he works. I remember his character. And since I make comics myself, I know how to get into the character to code him correctly in character.
Mm.
Yeah, because anything that wouldn't feel like the anime just wouldn't fit in with it.
Exactly.
I guess a question for JMP for patches and how originally was a lot better than, because he was kind of unfair at some points. How do you feel patching your characters you've made? How do you feel for Discord helping with that?
AKA nerfing. Nerf gun. Get the Nerf gun out there.
Whenever I first decided to release Piccolo to the public, I knew he was overpowered. I didn't know how overpowered he was. I couldn't do the combos that those guys were doing at the time. I could do big combos, but I knew him. So I knew that he was going to get nerfed.
Speaking on about the term of balancing and patching, every patch that's added to the Mugen added the Eichmann build also.
I tried at least. To be honest,
I try.
because I added the patches, but for some reason, some people were like, "Oh, they weren't patched correctly," and I'm just confused at that. But I'm pretty sure it should have been all in there. If not, then well, it's definitely going to be in there in the release.
Yeah, I figured that the hard part of adding in the patches is that you have to retranslate some of the things that don't translate into Eichmann all over again with each patch.
Not really. No.
Huh. Okay.
That if that ever happens, that would happen if it's something very, very specific. But patches.
Because I remember that there wasn't a limiter for juggle at one point, and then you had that infinite Goku Tatsu in one old build.
Oh no, but that was an old build.
Yeah,
that was much before. That was much before. That was during one of the older Eichmann engines versions as well. Mm-hmm. So that definitely has it, because Eichmann had a giant update in over a year, and it fixed a lot of issues previously. And it's even probably fixed issues that even Mugen has. So you can, I wouldn't discredit Eichmann like that.
Master Race. But for those who don't know, F-Class already has experience with the online version of Hyper Dragon Ball Z even before the champ build, as there was an unofficial version of the Majin build that was out there for a while that we just played around with.
Yeah, it was basically my letter of hey ZT, you guys like this? You like
no.
this? Maybe I'll probably be a good
do it anyway.
I got the pink letter, so I don't know what you say about. JK.
Yeah.
But F-Class. I'd like to ask, how does it feel for me, man? Previously unofficial Majin build for the Eichmann, and now having it recognized and becoming an official champ build creator.
Well, it not only feels good, but it also felt like it kind of made the most sense, especially because the way I view Eichmann is that it's probably one of the future full projects. Because, for one thing, you can get your games tested properly. And another thing is that you can, again, flex more muscle with what the engine can offer, so you can do more things normally. So it feels pretty cool to finally be hey, I do things and it worked out. So,
Eichmann has been a godsend as far as developing for balancing these characters.
On that topic,
yeah, because there's more people who play online, and then that gives them more insight of. It's hard to get insight when all you can do is offline matches, and not a lot of people play offline.
So JMP, for the online players, how do you feel about them testing your characters and giving you quick input for
godlike matches?
Yeah,
I have been absolutely Piccolo matches. Granted, most of the time he seems to lose, but his combos that he pulls off are amazing. I just wish they could do the big combos online.
No matter how much you nerf Majin or Super Saiyan Goku, they're gonna wreck people. You can't nerf them at all. I'm sorry.
They just gotta get good. That's all.
You can't. You can never nerf Super Saiyan Goku.
I have nerfed him actually.
I know, but no matter how much you nerf him, you can never truly nerf him. He's always gonna be like that.
You just gotta buff the players. That's all.
Yeah, but seriously, on a serious note, I have a question to ask JustNoPoint. What happened to that dipod animation that was almost finished?
The one where he's spin kind of like a weird funky Psycho Crusher.
Yeah, the evil whirlwind. That's actually in Xenoverse.
We couldn't find a place for it.
Oh man, if somebody ever finished it, would you put it in?
I suggested trying to finish it up, put it in somewhere, and Balthazar just never. He didn't really like the move in general.
Oh,
he said it makes a lot of sense. So
you'll see it in the gallery mode, Joe.
Yeah.
Ethan,
there's a gallery mode.
That's our cue to finish him as the wannabe Hyper Dragon Ball Z levelers.
Oh yeah, that's so cute. The Walruslui and I, the amateur, almost wannabe, unprofessional HDBZ devs, just gonna finish quote unquote the characters.
Well, the
just
only
add
one
all
who's
the
actually
stuff that
doing
was taken out.
I'm starting to do something regarding stages, but that's really down the line. I am working with Iced on that. But that's really down the line, so don't expect anything soon from me. But Ethan actually has something, so I guess you can call him. He's actually getting to developer status. But anyways,
whatever. Not
back
really.
to the online version. What's the most difficult aspect of the online version you can think of, F-Class? Like setting it up. What?
Leaves chat. No, I'm kidding. Okay. The most difficult aspect of the online build?
Yeah.
Probably would either be feedback and or resources. Other than that, it's not too difficult when you actually have the time and you do stuff.
Yeah, when you do stuff, F-Class. Oh my gosh.
Excuse me, what?
Nothing.
No, please go ahead and say it. I'm serious. I didn't hear you what you said.
When F class gets roasted
I'm not getting. Okay, sure.
I'm not getting roasted. I'm not getting roasted, guys. No, I'm not.
Yeah, totally.
No, I'm not.
Just no point. I kind of have a little bit of a question.
I
have
a little bit of an answer. Go ahead.
Okay, you're taking up like all these characters now. You said you're in charge of like the Gokus and other characters, so on and so forth. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is it difficult? Like, is there stuff that you just don't understand going on there, or can you just look at these characters when you're trying to like patch them and you know exactly what's happening there?
The only thing that's hard is the fact that Cybaster did not leave documentation of what his variables are.
Ooh.
Oh, right. I forgot. He was the original coder.
Yes.
Yep.
And then Alex Sin became the coder, and then I became the coder. So I'm following up, like, and whoever knows, however many people. I think
Alex Sin is like on the down. He's probably the most down low person in the developer team aside from Nico, because he doesn't talk much about his stuff, does he?
No, he doesn't. In fact, I'm not his name, but silent name on there. He's heard, but he doesn't.
He is there, huh? All right, let's start doing some
for the manhunt.
Searching. Let's just
PM
everybody.
Pop-Top Slayer. I didn't know that you were Alex then.
It's a manhunt for Alex. There we go.
That's why Pop-Tart's actually there.
But it was me. Deal.
It's me, Austin.
It's me who has been me all along, Austin.
It's been me all. I have the worst Vince McMahon impression ever. I should get shot for saying
It's me, Austin.
Oh, son of a.
Whenever
I can't say anything.
Whenever I revealed I was doing Gotenks, that was actually the video I posted. That's man moment.
It's classic. You gotta go with the classics.
Ministry of Darkness was the worst.
So just no point. Can you explain to us your daily routine of when you code things? Like, what do you start on? What do you focus on? And what do you look for?
Well, I'm in a panic, sweating. I look at the screen, bikini in myself.
Oh hell yeah, we got something in common.
And then I just basically go one line at a time. I don't think about what's ahead. I just pick what I'm going to do. I have a goal. And I work on that one spot.
And how long a day do you usually take to code someone?
I have a kid, so it's pretty much when he's napping, or if I actually get a day where he's at daycare, or it could be an hour. Sometimes I can go a whole week without.
All right, I got a huge question for you. Is your son godlike? Hyper Dragon Ball Z.
Is your son what?
What?
Is your son godlike in Dragon Balls and Hyper Dragon Ball Z?
Oh yeah, he can do all the combos. I can't.
He's actually top one in the US.
When your kid's the Sonic Fox of Hyper Dragon Ball Z.
You
just picks a top tier and that's it?
You might recognize it in Discord.
Oh!
Interracial babies.
I didn't hear that. You kind of cut off.
You just assume Ross's race?
I know him personally. What are you talking about?
Well, that's crazy. The devs have actual lives and they can't work on the game 24/7.
What's that? What the heck? You guys aren't supposed to have lives. What are you talking about?
The what?
Devs are not supposed to have lives. They're not supposed to have personal relationships. What are you talking about? This is unheard of.
Believe me, I don't have a life.
I have negative life. If that makes any sense.
And what do you and like F class? What is your daily routine when it comes to the online version? Like, what do you tend to just tweak?
I guess it depends on what my mood is.
Ooh.
Is that is that the best answer I can give?
I guess so.
That was the most FU answer you could get.
The most FU answer I could just. Oh well, I mean the thing is it all depends on my mood. It really does. Sometimes I'll work on it, and sometimes I'll just stare at a screen and just think of nothing. And then I'll like, not really. My thing is that of course there's things I have to attend IRL. Let's take that out of the equation and get to the meat and potatoes. Sometimes I'll just work on something quickly. If it's something really easy. Of course, I'm a backwards type of guy. Usually, easy stuff is difficult for me, and the harder stuff is easier for me because whatever life treats you weird. So I do that. But like as a routine, I just it's not like I don't really have a routine. I just kind of do what works at that time and at that moment.
Okay, all right. F class, I have a really important question. Do you have the leaks?
Excuse me, what now?
Do you have the leaks?
Leaks for what? This is like the second time.
Do you have the leaks?
Can you give me
the leaks?
Do you need to...
Well, if you follow my Twitter at @rev_TheFClass97, you can find stuff. Or not, I don't know. Just follow me anyways. I'm desperate.
Give us the leaks. Give us.
Why am I the leak guy? This is BS, dude.
Because JustNoPoint's too sophisticated to do it.
Oh, he's too sophisticated. And what am I, the slow one? Thanks.
On to another question.
Thanks for inviting me to this podcast.
Let Hex talk. F class. So, do you have any and JMP? Both people. For people working on Eichmann or do you have any beginners?
Mess with code. That's about it. Like, okay, not like because the thing is, Eichmann. There's not a lot of things that like. It's not like you could look up tutorials of Eichmann. Now you can. Like, you have it better now. Before I was just messing with code for a few years until I finally broke something, and I'm like, oh, I figured something out. I figured out an error. But I just say just kind of poke around the code and learn from there. Maybe look at some things that other people have done and kind of take notes. Stuff like that. Because really, everyone learns different ways. I just learned by poking at code and seeing what works and what doesn't work. A lot of people have different ways of learning their things, so everyone teaches themselves differently. You have one person with one method, you have another with another method.
I pretty much say the same thing as he does. Just go to Mugen class at Mugen Guild and read all the threads there too.
But I don't want to go to Mugen Guild. That's
the thing. That's another thing is that a lot of people just need to like do their thing because there's a lot of people that don't have patience to do certain things, and I guess because of where we live in today it does that, but it shouldn't.
I don't want to go to a Mugen Guild, guys. JustNoPoint has a bias against me and everybody else. Sorry, I can't.
I have a bias against everybody. Does that make it like a neutral bias? Or how does that work if it's against everybody?
I'm not racist. I hate every race.
Does not.
It's not racist if it's to every race.
Races aren't real.
Hey, I'm at a good place today. I had to ban 2 people today. One off Discord and one off Mugen Guild.
Oh boy, we're gonna get. Is this a topic?
Yeah, see, Ongors, if you know how to be a mod, you know how to ban people. That's when you're being a good mod.
That's the only way you can, know you're doing it right.
That's racist, Pop Tart. I'm not going to say that.
Oh boy. But so can you both tell us how you got into Mugen in the first place?
Damn it.
Back in 2001, you mean?
Yeah, back in 2001.
Back when Mugen was a barren wasteland and all there was
when Bush was president.
Back when all you were in theater.
Hey, I was born.
I was born in 97. What are you talking about, dude? Come on.
We were like 4. So we can do anything, but still. What can you tell us, youngsters?
I was looking for something to do with Darkstalkers. I don't even remember what it was. Maybe it was Pervy. I don't remember. Anyway, I came across Mugen Guild, and back then it didn't even have a forum. It just had a message board. Like one of those little shout boxes. So this is my first memory of coming to Mugen Guild. I said I wanted to make a Darkstalkers game, and everybody started telling me not to steal sprites and saying I can't use anything. Don't use anybody's stuff. I'm like, what?
What a time to be alive.
Yeah.
Oh boy, we have so
Makes
many
this
people.
fan game with no resources.
We have so many people ripping stuff from each other nowadays. So hearing that is kind of surprising.
Look at the true.
Well,
Do you intend to finish that Darkstalkers game?
Well, I did until I don't know if it's going to happen.
Aw.
Don't end up like Hard Saga Wars, am I right?
I was really, really, really wanting to do a Darkstalkers versus Street Fighter where pretty much I just duplicate Darkstalkers and throw other characters in it.
Like the system mechanics and all that?
Yeah, I was like wanting to do as close to Vampire Savior as I could, and then throw everything else in there and adjust them to fit the system.
Any reason why Darkstalkers in particular?
Do you think you'll ever do that as a side project?
I can't have a side project with HDBZ.
Right. It takes up most of your life.
If I have free time, I have the new Zelda game, Breath of the Wild. I have barely gotten anywhere in this game. I have Street Fighter 5, which I love. It's my favorite Street Fighter game. I never get to play it.
Oh, F class. Ooh, you gonna take that? He says he likes Street Fighter 5.
Okay, new topic, Street Fighter 5, not one fight.
It's a bad game in the end.
But anyways, did you actually even start anybody in that Darkstalkers project?
I started Rakuo.
And it's just pretty much just not canned, but
limbo.
just limbo. Yeah, I remember following that thread. It was good seeing all the progress, little progress you made. All right, so there's just no points, like ancient history of the origins of Mugen Guild. How about you big meme? I mean, F class.
The year was 2006. There was a little boy in his Mario and Hulk pajamas. He stumbled across the internet and he found YouTube. Actually, I had on Hulk boxers, but anyway, it was this site called YouTube, and I was looking for Mario versus Luigi fights for anything, whether it was Smash Brothers or not, because I was Smash Brothers fan and I love the Mario games. I stumbled across this video which had Shinryoga's Mario and Luigi fighting each other in what looks like it was like a training looking stage, like purple, and had some weird music. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this? Sprites look so cool. Then I looked at other videos. Naruto was thrown in the mix. Those type of old 2006, 2007 videos, and that got me hooked. But unfortunately, I never really got to play Mugen at that time because I was a dumb kid and I didn't know what a select.def was. So for years, I have never played any Mugen games, any Mugen characters. I just watched them. And I was stuck watching videos of like JS Homer, Just Spears Homer and stuff like that. The Michael Jacksons, those really
Ronald McDonald?
Classic Mugen videos. Oh, the Ronald McDonald versus Colonel Sanders. Bro, all that type of stuff. But eventually, for years I've been trying to get into Mugen, but I could never go to any forums because, like I said, I wasn't really a dumb kid, but I was dumb with certain things. And I didn't know what a forum was and know where to get characters from. And I just kind of stuck.
The good old days of mugencharacters.ukaz.com.
I never went to any of those sites. I didn't find those sites till way later. In fact, I haven't even started playing Mugen until 4 years ago. I started playing Mugen 4 years ago, and then that's where I actually learned, hey, what is a select.def? It took me 4 years, 4 years ago, to learn what the hell that is.
Wow.
And 2 years, and then 2 years after that, I decided to join communities. I started an Infinity Mugen team. What a start! Then I went to Mugen Free for All. Then I never wanted to go to MFG because honestly, I was scared of everybody. You guys are
scared of MFG. I don't
know. You guys, everyone is. There's no one of my age group at the time. No, I'm kidding.
People are blunt. That's like me. I'm pretty.
It's not even blunt. It's just that I was never I just couldn't. But eventually, I was like, whatever. I'll try this out. Then 2 years later, I guess I fit in somewhat. I think I did okay.
These people use full stops. It's scary.
These guys actually know how to. These guys have paragraphs
We,
They have paragraphs. No, they have sentence structure too. No, but like it was a weird start. It's just weird, and then like how quickly I've gotten adjusted to everything to the point where I can actually make my own characters and stuff. So it's pretty cool.
Hey,
Humble beginnings, whatever.
all right, now that we got those little walls of text out of the way,
what is that supposed to mean? I'm sorry.
those are good stories,
TLDL.
guys. It was really good to hear just how exactly you started and seeing how much you came like now. But I have a question for actually the hosts, me included. How did we all start, including you, Pop Tart, after you're done, after we're all done?
Okay. So who's going first?
I guess you can go first, Ethan.
Okay. I just started high school in the poor country of South Africa. I was really young, and I thought, hey, what am I going to do when I grow up? I think I should make video games, right? I really wanted to make video games. I didn't like fighting games. The only fighting game I'd ever play was Marvel vs. Capcom 1 on the PlayStation 1, my chipped PS1. So fighting games was unfamiliar to me, and I just basically Googled what's the easiest engine to make a game with, and Mugen popped up, and so I was like, okay, what is this Mugen thing? And I found it incredible that I could go on this site called mugencharacters.ukaz.com, and I could just download a game. I didn't have to put any work, and then it's my game, right? And I had the cringiest upbringing with Mugen, I guess.
You know what? I'm sorry to cut you off, but you're probably the first person I've ever met that met Mugen as an engine, not as a fighting game. I want to applaud you for that.
Oh, thank you.
Like everyone else just looks at it as a fighting game. I'm like, yo, that's actually cool. You actually seen it as an engine for the first time.
Yeah, it was an engine. I read Wikipedia articles about it before I even started playing it. I didn't watch any videos about it. I knew that, for all I knew, it was like some weird engine with like a ton of coding behind it, because it is. I didn't think of it as a fighting game. And I thought it was really cool that people like make this stuff for you to add, so it's kind of like a modular fighting game, if you can, in like that sense, where you can like add things and change things. And so I thought that was pretty great. I started downloading Dragon Ball Z characters left, right, and center because that was my thing. It still is.
You mean the one where they all yelled a lot?
Yeah. I downloaded the Spanish Super Butoden edits.
Mugen Mundo.
Yeah, Mugen Mundo, all that stuff. Actually, not Mugen Mundo. The place where I'd get all my stuff is the Dragon Ball Z collection on Mugen Free for All. That's where I download my stuff. That and Marvel. And then I was like, hey, you know what? These screen packs are cool, but I don't like how they've got Capcom characters on it because I don't know what a Capcom is. So I'd start editing screen packs, basically. I started my Mugen creation career by editing screen packs. I never released anything. I just did it for personal stuff. And after a while, just a few years ago, I was like, hey, I don't know enough about coding to make a character, but I really like Mugen. I really want to contribute towards it. I spend a lot of time on the GIMP editing sprites for my personal use. I want to color separate. And so I started with the Extreme Butoden cast, and I did a few, and people seemed to like it, and here I am.
Awesome. And by the way, when we get to Pop Tart, I'll be narrating his story since he actually can't talk. But anyways,
can you use your Mickey Mouse voice?
We'll see.
Oh, please don't.
But anyways, Hex, how about you?
Kind of corny, but I've gotten to Mugen the engine. Like, I wanted to do coding at first, and I didn't really like it. But then I started seeing Mugen games that came out with using the engine, and oddly enough, the first one I've ever played is HDBZ. And so I joined the community, and I guess I'm here now. Not really a longer story, but yeah.
All right,
How
cool.
romantic.
Well, I think out of all the hosts besides JustNoPoint, I think I've been here the longest because I've been here. Well, I haven't joined a forum until maybe about 5 years ago, but I've been around since the days of Booyog and like Marvel, when Marvel vs. DC was a thing, and like it's all over YouTube and shit.
Shout out to
The Scruffy Dragon days when they were all still active and stuff. From what I can remember, it was pretty much just me. I was a Marvel vs. Capcom fan, and I was like, "Where the hell is Marvel vs. DC? There should be a Marvel vs. DC." And I saw Mugen. I was like, "Holy shit!" It's Crystal against Darkseid. What is this? And then I didn't know it that day, so a lot of the really crappy characters seemed really cool to me. So, essentially,
I
was
going to say, and then you're like, "Hey, that DC dialogue, and that one."
Oh my god! Wow! Everybody's here.
Look at all these Marvel characters. They look like Yuri.
Look at these all characters that have Psylocke legs, guys.
Were we just shitting on IMT now?
Hey, look at Cyclops dressed up like Deadpool.
Essentially, that's actually
Daredevil. I mean Cyclops. I mean Daredevil.
And how many people were Cable? Cable was like right too.
Oh boy, Cable. That was like Punisher mostly, like Punisher, and then Colossus was like Bishop and stuff. The only, honestly, the only decent edit at the time of those days was Deadpool, because he actually it still holds up to this day. It's a good edit. It has some Cyclops stuff, but it has a lot of neat little things that make it a classic character. But anyways, the lowdown rundown is pretty much I watched Mugen videos and shit. That's actually how I got into spriting, because if you don't know, I'm a spriter. For those who don't know, I'm an active spriter. I constantly sprite different things. I do commissions. That's how I got into spriting, by editing characters into whatever DC character or Marvel character I wanted. And then I saw the best game of the time, Super Mario vs. Capcom Eternity of Heroes.
Yes!
The best project. I'm kidding.
Then I pretty much, that was the first forum I joined, the Infinity Mugen Team forum. So after I joined there, and I realized that after I joined there, I joined Mugen Multiverse, because again, I didn't know what standards were at the time. So I went to Mugen Multiverse and got acquainted with being in the forum in general. Needless to say, I am no longer active over there. And that's when I came to Mugen Guild around 4 years ago. And that's when I've been aware of exactly how a forum is and how you should act. I'm pretty blunt now, as Mugen Guild changed me, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me have to warn you like constantly.
Yeah. But
don't say it. Don't say it. Don't. Oh, okay. Do I warn him? Do I ban him? Do I just slap him on the wrist? Don't do this.
That's why up until like the first time I called Walruslui, I assumed he was like a grizzled old man with like facial stubble. He's like, "Oh, that's stupid. You need to work harder."
No, I'm just blunt. I'm just really blunt. Honestly, I'm never too Mugen Guild. Like, it taught me how to be blunt, but I'm never like straight up disrespectful unless it's someone I legitimately don't like at the time. Like, I never say that if I have a problem with how you sprite, I'll never say that you won't be able to I'll just say how you can improve and all that stuff. I'm pretty blunt about it though, so it might not come off as the peachiest, but I'll get my point across. And that's what Mugen Guild. That's basically how I started everything. And then how I discovered Hyper Dragon Ball Z was actually, I was following Balthazar's first ever Goku Z, and he wanted to look for a coder for his characters, because at the time it was only Goku. It was just Goku, and I followed his progress on that and all that stuff. So I've been here since the beginning of Hyper Dragon Ball Z. So that's my story. And now we have Pop-Tarts. And the reason why I want a Pop-Tarts story is because he's fairly new. Like, all of us has been here for a while now, but he literally just started last year. So it's good to have a newcomer's perspective on a podcast, so you can just see how different the landscape is compared to like the old 2000 2 days where everything was on like Windows Vista and all that stuff. Not Vista, but like Windows 2000 and all that stuff. Anyways,
What's a
here
Vista?
it's terrible. Anyways, I'm going to read out Pop-Tart's chat. No, I can summarize it for him. Okay. So it all started back in 8th grade. It all started back in 8th grade. Last year, my teacher started a video game club at my school. That's all. And we played a bunch of games in there, but we honestly should have called it the Ultimate Marvel 3 Club because that's all we played. It got me hooked, so I started looking up other fighting games and got into Street Fighter and then Fightcade. And then after someone in Fightcade mentioned Mugen, I noticed all the characters and started looking up DBZ Mugen. And this was after the trailer for the first Hyper Dragon Ball Z video came up, the Toriyama birthday video. I got in contact with Balthazar to congratulate him and to thank him, and went under the unripped name, went under the unripped off name at the time, Team 64 Star. Okay, I thought it said 69 Star for a second. Anyways, after that, I wanted to contribute to Hyper Dragon Ball Z, so I made an Evolve server, and after that, I joined the Discord server. I've been making small contributions to the project since then, like the wiki, everything like that. So essentially, Pop-Tart literally just came by. Like, essentially, he literally just came by last year and saw Hyper Dragon Ball Z through a video and just started contributing since then. So it's pretty cool to see just how different the landscape has been evolving now from the old barren wastelands of 2001.
Beginnings.
The humble beginnings to like the mid-gen where I came in to like the more modern gen, like where F-Class and everybody else came in. And then now, but you know what I mean? But then now Pop-Tart's here, he's literally just started. So it's really cool to see these perspectives and just how much Mugen is evolving. So JustNoPoint, you had something to say about the wiki?
I was just wanting to shout out that thing is really cool, especially the little images that you made, like the arcade special effects.
Oh yeah, that thing that Lakiji made. Yeah, that's really cool.
Oh yeah, I forgot that he did that part. But yeah.
So yeah, that's a pretty much history lesson for anybody who wants to get to know the developers a bit more and see how they started and where they are now. Any other hosts have any other things to ask the developers?
I'm not hearing anybody asking about anything that hasn't been revealed yet, oddly enough.
I would ask JNP about his other projects in Mugen, but yeah.
You pretty much already answered that.
Yeah.
How about his future projects? Give us the leaks.
The leaks are on fire. I can't talk about any actual characters that's not announced yet. But
and can you also make it official and tell Ethan that I do not know about any features, please? Can you make that official?
He's got like 3 things that haven't been released yet, dude. Don't let him lie to you.
Stop. No, god damn it! Oh boy.
Yeah, Walruslui kind of told me the next 5 characters. So.
No, I did not. I did not say anything.
Firing time?
Towards Bulma.
Firing time?
Oh, fuck.
Firing squad?
Firing squad? I was accusing him of, knowing... I guessed that Bulma was going to be the next character, and then I started accusing Walruslui of telling me. And then, one day, I thought he was trying to throw me off the trail, because he was like, wouldn't it be cool if Cell was in this game? And so he kind of told me the next character as well.
No, I did not. I was just literally just throwing that out there. I wasn't hinting towards anything. If you guys don't know, there's a meme going around where I apparently know all the secrets of Team Z2.
And I don't. You got a good privilege.
I don't. I literally don't. I don't know anything. I swear, guys. JustNoPoint, you're evil.
Oh, the accusations. Oh, he's evil.
I'm not. I don't know the leaks, guys.
Bias. You forgot bias.
I literally had 4 people.
Bias mods.
I literally had like 4 people DM me like, dude, do you really know about the next character? Can you please tell me? I'm like, no.
Did I do that?
Yo, you're the cool kid
Yes,
on
yes.
the block now.
You started the memes.
The only thing I can characters is that technically Bulma has not been confirmed.
But you pretty much, Balthazar pretty much announced that she is being worked on to a degree. So
Yeah, I even asked him, like, are you like working on her, or are you just random sprites? Because he's not even making animation; he's just like making a sprite here or there.
like, yeah, he's just doing key poses right now just to see how it looks. That's how he usually starts. Key frames, then key animations, then goes on to a full sheet.
So yeah,
But
we would like to have Bulma. We've been working a lot. I mean, we've got move lists for everybody. Just because we have a move list set for somebody doesn't mean they'll be in the game. We got Cooler, we got freaking Peel Off, everybody.
I really
All
want to
the
see
warriors.
Peel Off, honestly. I really do want to see Peel Off.
Peel Off would be cool. It's just that he would be super freaking difficult because you had to sprite 3 characters all the time.
All right, so this is a question for everybody here, aside from me. If you guys were all spriters, who would you want to see sprited? Oh, I guess Ethan is already a spriter, so I already know his. But can you guys all say? Who
I
you wanna do?
wonder who I would sprite.
Peridot and Captain Melonhead, thank you.
I think it's pretty
I'm
obvious
glad.
with me too, considering I've been begging people to make him.
Yeah. Think it's pretty obvious. I do Trunks because I've been trying to. I mean, Ice has been kind of like low key saying, "Nah, don't do that." But I have been encouraged a lot.
Obviously, guys, he's doing the baby Trunks from the Cell Saga.
Wait, we're talking about characters related to HyperDBZ? I thought
No,
that
just
was-
characters in general.
Yeah,
Oh.
Trunks. He wants to make baby Trunks, guys. What do you-
Blue hair
Baby
Trunks.
Logan stuff.
But anyways, so Ethan wants to do Trunks. Who would you want to do, Hex, if you ever a spriter?
Hit probably. Just assuming.
What he means by working on him, guys, is that there's no hit Z2. He's just working on
There's no
a
hit Z2.
time skip code, just in case it was ever a thing. He's just tweaking around with like a time skip code, which is cool, actually. Yeah. So no, hit Z2 is not confirmed. He's just he's just working on code. Anyways, how about you, JustNoPoint?
Kid Boo.
Yeah.
Kid Boo.
And
That's
I may or may not have something to do with that if the spriter gets around to it.
Nah, you're
Kid Boo.
doing it. Got you, buddy.
Yeah. So
Did
there's
we
a guy
just
named-
get leaks on the podcast?
Well, kind of. It's kind of public. It's already been public for a while. About I've talked to it before, but for those who don't know, there is a spreader on the rise called Dijol. I think that's how you say his name. Who's been doing Kid Buu animations like here and there. So if he ever gets his footing off the ground, I am planning on doing a Kid Buu voice. I've already submitted clips to both Balthazar and JustNoPoint, and I think I got the role. So if that's a thing, so I hope Dijol hears this and uses this as like a very like push to just not like you gotta sprite him now, but hopefully he gives him enough motivation to complete it in the future.
Nah, he needs like
Huh?
right now.
Do it right now. Like, yeah.
I will say that having somebody like motivate you, even if it's not a dev, like I would say Walruslui, you're like the biggest reason I didn't just stop at one sprite with Trunks. I actually gave a bit of effort into it, so thank you.
You keep going. You gotta put some muscle into it, man. Put some muscle.
Yeah.
But Ethan's a beginner spriter, and I'm a more experienced one, so I've been giving him tips and just
Humble
guiding
brag.
him on like general shading and all that stuff. So for those who do want to learn, you could always DM me. Just be warned, I am pretty blunt, so you might not hear the nicest things, but I will say things.
You
to
suck,
make
you suck.
improve. I won't say
Hey,
straight up,
if
you
you're good,
suck.
I mean,
it
that's
doesn't
what he
matter.
told me, Kappa.
Shut up! No, I didn't.
I know, I'm just starting shit. It's funny.
He's trying to start shit,
If
bro.
you want your dreams to be shattered,
Go to
if
me.
you want your dream
Want
shattered,
dream
go
shattered?
on Mugen Guild, talk to Walruslui.
Go to @Walruslui.
Just at me everywhere. But for those who want just a little demonstration, like that.
Was that 13 from Shades of Manhattan too?
Oh my god, did you just... I didn't expect that in the podcast. I love
Hey, no, he's more like he has a deeper voice, and he's like, but yeah, I can't
Stop! I can't do it. Fuck.
yeah, like
I'm trash.
Kid Buu is pretty much for me is like psychotic Mickey Mouse. The voice, that's how much I can explain it. Like
Okay.
But anyway, so there's just no points, Kid Buu, and what the hell? Who's Super Giru?
That is the bot recording us.
Oh, right, that's Craig.
Don't name drop a recorder, please.
That's Craig. Okay. Anyways, how about you, F-Class? Who would you want to see? What would you want to make if you were ever a spriter?
Well, I actually tried spreading a Peridot, and
No, but I meant like
That doesn't
in
count.
Hyper Dragon Ball Z.
on Hyper Dragon Ball Z. It's hard to call because, like, I mean, the characters I like are already kind of done because my knowledge of Dragon Ball Z has kind of diminished every so often, every few years. I forget, but
So the devs hate Hyper Dragon Ball Z?
no,
Not just Dragon Ball Z in general?
No, it's just like
that's two of us, 100% of devs in this room right now.
Yep.
we've been exposed. We don't even like anime, or at least I don't.
No. F-Class is in the furries.
I am not a weeb like you guys.
How you gonna call shit like that?
I'm not a weeb.
I am not a
I don't like these Chinese cartoons, man.
These Chinese cartoons.
Oh,
These Chinese cartoons. I don't like them at all.
I hate. No. I guess to answer the question, I really don't know. Just kind of caught up in the spot. I don't know.
Dang. He wants Kid Buu.
Okay, yeah, sure. No, I guess Master Roshi or something. Someone like
Master Roshi would be pretty cool, actually. But would it be Jackie Chun or Beefed Out Roshi?
Beefed out Roshi.
Beefed out Roshi. You could kind of be like that one guy from the SNK games. I forget his name, where he's like super small, but like he has his like move where he just like
Tung Fu Ru.
Kung Fu Ru.
That's his name.
He's
his name.
directly based
Fu Ru.
on Master Roshi. You know that, right?
I know, but well, yeah, there it goes. So that's where you get your things. Thanks for the note.
But anyways, so that's just the devs picks for if there were spiders. Hint to any spiders out there. My personal pick would be Janemba, because I have done Janemba sprites before. I've only shown one in public, but I have done a couple keyframes. They're not good by today's standards, and I might show them in the future. But I've recently bought a tablet, so I like a drawing tablet, so I might actually start on that. I don't know. I have been doing keyframes for a while, been practicing my animation, so you'll see something regarding that in a couple days.
Sweet.
All right, so those are my questions. Would you two guys left, or do you want to like close off this podcast with a couple more questions?
I don't really have anything to say. We could talk about Piccolo for like another hour, but we've been here for quite a while.
I have one question about Piccolo before you leave.
Who?
JMP, I have a question for Piccolo.
Yeah.
How does coding the clone held on? How did that go?
Can you repeat that? Cut out on me.
How was coding the clones in Hellzone Grenade? How did that go off?
Oh, Hellzone Grenade wasn't too bad, actually. The clones were a little problematic.
You seem to always work on the most secret things.
Yeah, that's just kind of the hand I get dealt. I've become like a helper, guys. Gotenks was the only character I actually asked to do. Then I got stuck with old clones Piccolo.
And then you just ended up coding Piccolo.
I didn't choose the Piccolo life.
And the Piccolo, that's right.
The Pickle life.
All right, my question is this is an update for exclusively for this podcast. Can you tell us how close Super Boo is done?
Super Boo is in beta stage now.
Oh crap!
Delayed.
So he's close to being released, I guess.
Yes, he should be released. I would say within a month, unless something crazy.
Oh, unless we delay him.
Unless you guys keep saying his freaking name.
Boo Podcast is gonna kill you guys, I swear.
It's gonna be a delay for every time we say boo for every view.
Booper Sue.
Upersu, yeah.
Booper Sue.
Jamin Oob.
Yeah. Boo is done.
Awesome
Oh,
to
I'm
hear.
really looking
I've
forward to that.
been looking for not progress, but I've been looking forward to just anything regarding hyper. I don't know. I literally check the Discord every day just for updates.
Are you kidding? I check MFG every day for updates.
What do you get about the unofficial update so far? You try the
Unofficial updates are great. They're a great way to pretty much mass beta test before the new build comes out. So it's a great way to gauge interest.
Have you seen Piccolo's new move in it?
Yeah. It's Piccolo's new sweep. It's good. I mean, it does its job. You know, it reuses sprites, but hey, there's a new frame there, so that's cool.
Hey, did you see I recently Balthazar made a special, and then it's got the old one for the EX version only.
Oh, okay. I gotta check that out then.
Yeah, I've been downloading the unofficial updates, but I've gone on record saying I'm not good at the game, right? I can't do any combos, so like it doesn't really make much of a difference to me, the guy who's in for the fan service and the intros, and it's a fun game, but I can't play it for shit.
And okay, so for JustNoPoint, another question is: who would you recommend playing as for beginners, for people who literally want to play fighting games, aka a lot of YouTubers? Who would you?
Goku's
recommend?
always.
Yeah, so I guess Goku.
It's always Goku. Goku or Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan is a little bit tougher to play as if you're not familiar. But yeah, those two are it. Gohan probably too. All three of the Goku trio.
Shoto
Okay.
boy.
And who do you think's the hardest to play as?
Bobbity.
I mean, besides obviously, yeah. I guess Bobbity. I guess Bobbity is a human, but other than Bobbity, like a standard fighter.
Standard fighter wise, Piccolo's probably the hardest to play as. That was my goal.
I play best with Piccolo though.
Yeah, I actually like Piccolo like the best. He's hard at hitting and slow, but he feels so rewarding to use the antenna beam and then knock your opponent to the wall and then grab them again and then launch them to the air and then ground bounce.
Yeah, with Piccolo, I wanted to make it different than everything that was played already in the game.
Yeah, but we can talk about his gameplay another day. Okay,
The
all right.
F-Class,
I know
do you have a ETA on when the online build's coming out? Just for the viewers?
God willing, next week
Oh.
or sooner. Or sooner.
Will that include leaks?
He'll have Super Boo.
Ooh!
He plays much with my emotion.
Can we trust JustNoPoint on this, or is he being another mod and just deceiving us? Is there just no point to believing JustNoPoint?
You're gonna have to answer that. JustNoPoint. You're gonna have to answer
Fun
that.
comes out.
All right. So I know you can't say much about unannounced characters, JustNoPoint, but just for this podcast, can you give us a hint towards a future?
Oh!
A little hint.
Yeah.
Not like outright naming any iconic stuff, but like say you can watch out for something related to the character, like I don't know, like metal or whatever.
Man, anything I could possibly say. Okay, evil.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go. I'll use that one.
Okay, so Walruslui did just tell me the next character. Cool.
I did not.
Every villain is lemon.
God damn it.
We are number one, except it's Hyper Dragon Ball Z characters.
Memes?
Hey guys, I can tell you.
It's Robbie Rodden, guys.
I can tell you some of the stuff that we're playing, possibly.
Ooh, yeah, give us an update on that.
Yeah, please.
Can I get some assets so I can make some cool shit? Thanks.
Like Counter.
What?
Could you repeat that, please?
The throw tech.
Ooh.
Wait, are we actually going to implement that?
We're talking.
Yeah, please do that because I'm tired of Majra Vegeta coming up to me like behind in the grab, and then I can't do it.
Aren't chicken blocks being added?
Yeah, chicken started to get implemented. They're in Piccolo right now. Unofficial build.
That's great.
Ooh. And for those who don't know, like Ethan, what's a chicken block?
Chicken blocking is when you jump in the air to block, and you can hold up and back at the same time.
Oh, that's what it was called. I thought it was just up blocking.
Why is it called chicken block?
Because you get an advantage by blocking like that, because as soon as you land, you have control.
Okay.
And so those are two cool updates. Any other ones?
Oh, also the reason it's called chicken blocking is because you don't have to worry about high and low attacks like that.
All right.
And there's a recovery. When you get up, there'll be counter like attack.
Okay, so I like a wake up move.
Yes, thank you. I was drawing blank on my word there.
Oh, wake up attacks. Yeah, that'd be great. Is that it?
Well, but I'm drawing more blanks.
I guess
Well,
after this podcast, we can supply an official statement from JustNoPoint about what's going to be added later down the line.
But
leaks.
technically, official is chicken block. About everything else.
But like, we can have like a little like text wallet text that states what you want to add in. I guess.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's great.
There's that. Is there anything else we need to cover today? We already got most of the main topics out of the way.
I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, I can't think of anything. I just want to say before we start ending things off, thank you, JustNoPoint and the F-Class, so much for joining in on the podcast. It was great having you guys here.
We got some leaks.
Anytime.
We got some leaks.
Walruslui will tell you all after the podcast.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. I got permission.
Please don't. Please don't. Don't
So
say that.
if you'd like to PM Walruslui,
Make sure to PM at Walruslui at the Discord to get
That's
all your
W-A-L-R.
bonus information.
Yeah, he'll only tell you if you like PM him.
Oh God, no!
Only
please.
if you send nudes, he'll definitely tell you.
oh, and one question: where can I download the build with Super Vegito and Beerus?
Mugen are cut.
Move the archive. You know, you remember right there was Piccolo not too long ago.
Oh my god.
That video, but please don't PM me about leaks. I will just say, okay. I will say the next 5 characters right now. The Blue Ranger. The Blue Ranger.
Cut him off right now. He's fucking.
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
Oh no! Just so we
what
gotta
about
shut this. We
Garrett?
gotta shut this down.
We got Perry Dot from Steven Universe. And
Is Scarce an upcoming
we
character?
got Scarce. Hey,
Don't forget movie flow.
Louis, you almost
No,
forgot John Cena.
got,
Season 2.
Hey, what's up, guys? Scarce here, and today we got two big news. Okay, so it's gonna be a double upload, guys. And today, that's so crazy. We got a bunch of leaks from JustNoPoint, guys.
I thought you said no memes. You liar!
Memes are welcome in this podcast. I encourage it.
We're at the end of the podcast anyway, so we just fool around for a bit before we sign off. But anyways, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in this fun podcast. I think it was probably better than the last one because it was a bit more structured after we got the first intro out of the way. So it shows that the developers are very, very on here, and shows that you can pretty much approach them just about with anything you want to ask. So they're not stoic. They won't cryptically reply unless they have to. So thank you guys so much for tuning in this coding related podcast. Tune in next time we will be talking about Piccolo next, gameplay wise. We gave little insights about how he'll do, but next podcast it will be very in depth, similar to a watch stream from Injustice.
And guess who's the one hosting that podcast?
Is it the guy who hosted the last two?
So Hex, can you tell us the next host of next podcast?
Never too
Awesome. And will we have any special guests that we can look out for? What about Rockhog? Will there be leaks? Possibly. Will there be a new character release? No. No. Find out next time on Dragon Balls. No, not really. No, there won't. But anyways, to close off this podcast, thank you for tuning in and have a happy weekend. See you guys next time on our bi-weekly unofficial Hyper Dragon Ball Z community podcast made by the community for the community, for the fans, by the fans. Bye.